All right, guys, welcome to another episode of Paint. In this case here, it's new paint on this car. And we're going to go over how to, you can call it cut and buff, you can call it color sand, wet sand, pretty much all the same. We're going to knock this thing down where it's a flat surface and put some shine to it. But in so doing, let me tell you a little bit about this. We had a lot of comments, people call in and say, man, I don't have that kind of gun, I don't have this, I don't have that, all that fancy stuff you got. This guy here said, okay, I'll do you one better. Took this car here, prepped it himself, all the sanding, everything, even done some body work on it. Says he don't want to do it again, though. I mean, that's for sure. Because asking us, why don't you take up painting for a career? No, not going to do that. So he went down to our local store down here. And it's okay if I do mention that?
Yeah.
Okay. Went down to Harbor Freight, bought him 2 guns. Rather inexpensive.
Why'd he buy 2 guns?
Well, he got one. He wanted one just to put down his primer coat, you know?
Yep.
And then after he put the primer coat, he come back and sand it down and put another primer coat, sand it again. And then he said, okay, we're ready to paint. Put down his base coat, clean the gun. We actually put 2 base coats, clean the gun, come back with his clear coat with that same gun, and done. So I came over to that and looked at it, or I went to his house and looked at it, and I said, that's pretty good, Paul, for your first time. Maybe take it up as a profession. No. Said he'd already give the guns away. Okay, so if we do touch up, sorry. But he did say, he said he's afraid it's going to look like a Skeeter bass boat when it got done, because there is lots of, I mean, there is, look at all, now there's some sparkles in this.
Yes, there is. It's pretty.
What we done, and really in the video, it's to show you this. You don't need all that fancy equipment, because at 50 feet, oh, this thing's gonna look beautiful.
You can do it in your garage, just like this guy did.
It is, right here in the garage, on the thing.
You can actually see the green on the floor. You sprayed it in this garage.
Sprayed this right here.
With an air compressor.
And get this. I asked him, I saw him out there, I said, well, tell me about your painting on the thing. Well, he said, when he's doing the primer coat on it, he said, didn't have a regulator, so I done it at line pressure.
Huh.
And I said, line pressure? No. And he had like at 100 line pressure. But it laid down okay.
But you don't want to do line pressure because it's inconsistent, right?
Well, it's too high pressure. This blows
Too
it
high
out
pressure.
there. It's got it too atomized on it.
Got
Goodness
it.
sakes. So he got him a regulator, and he painted that at like 32 to 35 on his base coat and his clear coat.
Yeah.
32 to 35. And so far, I mean, just looking at it, looks pretty good. And in your first stage of stuff,
Yep. What do you got? What are we doing here?
here's what we got. We want to keep, now, if you don't have one of these, okay, then in this case, I know what he put on there, so I won't need this. But if you don't have one, and this is, you're saying, well, what do you keep waving around there? It's your paint gauge.
And you can actually get one of these in the description below.
Yes. So you want to see what you're working with. Somebody says, how thick's the paint? I don't know. Good way to get yourself in trouble.
There you go.
See how thick the stuff is you're working with. And then in this case here, we're going to start off with 15, 2,000, and then 3,000 here with a little block, and some plain water. Even says so. And it's just to knock some of the orange peel down here, because remember, guys, reflectivity happens on a surface that's flat, because as light hits it, it comes straight back at your eyes. When it's on this, look at this thing here. I mean, it would do just like it is, but a lot of orange peel in here.
Yeah, there is.
And when light hits it, it diffuses everywhere. So
I
it's
see.
like dull looking. So you're just knocking it down. We're not putting in more paint. We're just knocking all them ridges and stuff out of there. Then, when you've got that down, that's going to have the light coming straight back at you.
Yep.
So, with that said, let's begin. Now, plain water, I do suggest a little block.
Yeah.
These aren't going to break the bank to get one of these. You might spend $2 or $3 on it.
Guys,
like that.
all of this is available in the description below.
Yes. And the papers, doesn't matter the brand on the thing. You want to get P-graded paper. Now that's a grade by what the grain is graded by. It's called P-graded paper. And that way you're assured of consistency on your sanding surface.
Okay.
No matter if you get Norton, Sun Gold, whatever, 3M, doesn't matter, whatever. If it's P-graded paper, y'all gonna be the same. Okay? Have a good day.
Sam, are you
today?
starting already?
Yeah.
So you got water on there.
No, just come over here. I just was spraying somebody, making my paper lay down on my pad here.
Yep.
So, with that said, water,
Water. P grade 15 honey.
grade 1500 here. There it is.
Okay.
As evidenced by them little numbers. A little pad. And that pad you buy by durometer. Durometer means how soft or how hard's the pad.
What do you like?
How conform that it will. You want it to where to conform some to your surface.
How soft do you like your pad?
It's like a 30 or 40 durometer, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
And stay in one. Don't go in a circular direction. We're gonna go in a single direction here for this. And you know, when you change papers, change direction. How about that?
Okay.
You say, well, why? Look at the marks going this way. Gonna change papers?
Yeah.
Go the other way. So I know when I take out, when I'm finished with those marks down there, starting the others.
You know.
Yeah.
Okay. So what Sam is saying is you go one direction with one sandpaper and then 90 degrees with the other one, and then you can actually see if you've removed all the marks that you've made with your previous paper.
Well said. I like that. Wow. Let's take us I just happen to have a cloth here.
Oh no, what happened to all the...
You said, boy, you screwed that
You
up.
screwed it up.
No. Well, it's going to start looking like that until we get it knocked down to where we want to go. You've taken out some of the high places here. You said,
Yeah, you can actually see the
It'll never be
spots.
able- See the spots that
knocking
are left
down.
down in there?
Yeah.
That's the very base of what you're working with. So when we get down to that little base down to that last flat place down there, we're at home.
So you're going to keep going with this until you get it pretty
Sure.
much flat.
But we're going to change papers here. You're going to step up to a 2000.
Okay.
Same little block. And same kind of water. And we're going to go this way. And you don't have to bear down on the thing. I mean, we ain't trying to turn the car over.
I'm going to completely remove the orange peel when we're done with it.
Yeah, because what I had asked him before he ever painted, I said, make sure you put me a little extra clear coat so that you can take that down. Now, if you just like, say, put a 1 mil, yeah, don't give me any room to work. But as you notice, when you checked it with the paint meter, there's plenty of stuff to work with there. Now, what you can do too is we're going along. There's a little step we left out. We'll put it back in. When we get this down, we'll take our gauge and we'll check it with the paint meter again, see where we are right here.
Sam, now that you've worked through each one of your grit sandpaper, still looks a little bit bubbly, or a little bit orange.
Yes.
Hold on. It still looks a little bit orange peely, but you're gonna re-meter it before we keep going. Is that correct?
And here's why. You're exactly right. There's still some left down there. You think, what's he doing? Okay. I want to make sure I can trust this because it might be stood up on a little bit of a high orange peel. So I want to get down here to a real flat place like right here
I see.
and see where I'm at.
965. 914. 128.
Oh, I had it cocked up there. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah, 127. 103.
Now, what that tells me is you got plenty to work with. Now,
When are you in the danger zone?
when you get down, it shows 1 or less.
Yeah.
Cut it off. Because somebody's going to say, you know, you might get set up. Someone will come in and say, hey, Sam, could you buff my car out? And if you just jump on it like a dog on a bone, you better think twice. They may have set you up. So you say, sure. So you drag out your paint meter, you check it and say, sorry, can't do it. It's too thin, bud. No, just buff it out. I don't care. He does care. So he says, well, what can I do? Take it to the paint shop. On those that are real thin like that, you can't do anything. And a lot of guys bring in these real older cars. Oh, it's still got the original paint. And you want me to mess it up so I got to pay for a paint job? No. So this one right here now then, but what we're going to do too, just so we're looking at it, we're going to take the buffer to this little section right here.
Okay.
You say, and that got the cart in front of the horse? No. So that you can look at what we've got so far. And we're going to start off with a medium compound, which that'll be in the stage 2 of what we got laid out here. Now then, you're saying, well, there he is with some unmarked, just plain bottle with a medium cut on it. Okay, here's what it is. And you're saying, okay, tell us. These are one of the products I'm coming out with, this series of that. It's at the label shop right now, being printed for the labels that go in this. It's going to come in a 16-ounce bottle, and it's got the same labeling colors as is on the spray wax, but now it'll be on the compounds.
Nice.
So, it's going to say it's got the Sam Says, y'all ready for this label on it? You know that guy that's on there? He's actually older than me, but he does look a lot like me. But that's okay. We'll come to another time on that. Right now, we're going to take our white pad,
Yep.
medium cut. Hey, I'm going to show you guys a little trick. No, not trick. That sounds like we're being something deceiving here. You hear about these people that got all kind of different spurs, and a spur is nothing more to clean your pad up.
Little stick there.
Put myself a little 3/8 or 1/2 inch down,
There you go.
and you ain't gonna get wood in your pad. Don't panic. The keynote here. All the compounds that I use, that I have formulated, does not require cleaning the pad. Now, when you say, wait a minute, define cleaning. Cleaning means if you're going to take it down to like a soap and water or soap and chemical to clean out the compound. Not this stuff. This here, you just showed. That's the only thing you need. After you've used it, so you get the pad a little loaded, run your spur or your stick over it there, you're ready to go again. That's the beauty of this compound. So let's put a little bit on here. And I usually put, you can put about 3 or 4 dime size spots, something like that. And if you like, I sometimes scatter mine out a little bit with my hand like so. Actually, it's just because I like to touch the compound. No. So with that said, set this unit up to about, you want to run around 1500, right here, 1500 RPM. And that just happens to correspond to that number 3 setting right there, right there. That's going to give us the surface footage we need for a good buffing job. Not going to burn none of that stuff on it with this pad.
Ooh, Sham.
Down over here.
I mean, whoa.
This is just a rough end deal here, okay?
Oh, I know. I know it.
Now, as you can see on it, we've just kind of, quote, roughed it in, if you will. Step 1. It's to see where we're on depth of what we've got left to work with, or what we've got to work with here. And what is starting to take shape on our finish that we have, which is not going to look bad at all. Now, mind you, that's with a medium compound. So what we're going to do is right in here, we're going to take another, like a 2000 swipe right through here, in this portion down here.
Okay.
Then we're going to come at it with, we're going to go all the way to the top. We're going to use this, our cutoff line right there.
Yeah.
Down here. And you folks are probably saying, man, that guy's slow. If it takes that long, you don't get to get out of the car for years. No, we all the time be videotaping things, so it goes, after you get your process down, it goes pretty quick. Look at this special H2O here. This stuff really special.
Dihydrogen monoxide.
Ooh, I mean, came right out of a tap over there on the thing. I mean, it's the real deal.
Good old Florida well water. Can't beat it.
Can't beat it. She's right there. And over here. You're saying you're doing 2 directions with the same paper. Just think there's a method to it here. Just a second.
I noticed you're putting a lot less pressure the second time.
Don't need a lot of pressure on this.
No?
No.
Well, I got a different color pad on there right now.
Now, I'm glad you asked. Same one I got here on our
Dowel.
spurring stick. Usually, now, not ironclad, usually the industry says white is here. That's your most cutting pad, if you will. This is more of a finishing pad. They're both wool. It's a little different texture on it. So, finishing pad here, but in wool. Cutting pad there in wool. Good. We're going to step up one on the compound and go with a light. L-I-G-H-T. Not in. Rather than talk about it, let's just do it.
Let's do it. Well, so you did medium cut already, and now you're going to what?
Yep, going to a light. Yeah.
Going to a light.
Come on. You're saying, there he is doing it again. That's the same deal. Yeah.
Whipping out white label products.
And so what you'll find also, pad manufacturers differ in a lot of ways. And each of them is going to tell you that one of the ways you identify a wool buffing pad is called pull through. And some say it's an 1.5 inch pull through. Well, when they're making these pads, you pull through. See your strands of wool? They go through the backing pad here. And it wants to stand up. Now they've advertised in here as an 1.5 inches to work with on it. Now I've worn this down quite a bit. But make sure that that is 1.5 inches after pull through. Okay? Because this before, it ain't no good. It's like weighing something with a glass bottle. You can't use a glass bottle. Just give me the ounces what's in there.
Yeah.
And this right here is after pull through. You want 1.5 inches after pull through. To get you correct monetary stuff, okay? All right. That's with our finished pad, light compound. That's after we went over the 3,000 because we finished with 2, went back to 2 here, then 3,000, then we came with our buffing process. Then for your finish off, now it does, see there is a lot of, what's going to show up is a lot of them sparklers down there.
Isn't she a beaut?
So now let's do this.
Here's before.
And
Follow this light. Watch how much it smooths out. Oh yeah. Way different than down here.
we're just looking to finish this one off. We're going to take us a medium density pad. And when you use these pads, you know, and I tell you, say, put about, on your compression of the pad, people ask, how much do you compress that thing? About 15%. Well, what's that? Well, not like that.
Of the full pad thickness?
Yeah, 15% of your pad thing. You don't want it down here, and you want it just sitting up here. You want it about 15% depressed in here. It gives you best results. And keep as much of the pad in contact with the surface as is possible.
What are you using there?
Now then, what we're going to do on this one here, we're going to use a final polish on it. So we're going to take a, you know, it's just modern stuff. Funny thing about these, look at that.
You got to plug them in to make them work?
You got to plug it in. And you know where electricity comes from? Out the wall. Yeah. So let's get us a little plugging going on here. And it'll...
I thought it came from dinosaurs.
It does. You know, there's a lot of dinosaurs had to stack up for all that fossil.
Yeah.
Final polish.
Is this another one of Sam's white label products?
Yeah, right there. You're looking at it right there. Can you believe it? You're saying, get them things on the market. Coming.
They're coming soon.
Very quickly. And we're going to put us about, 3 or 4 diamond sized spots. Put one on the floor there. A good measure. Maybe it'll grow. And you like to rub through the compound.
We call that paying your taxes, right?
Paying your taxes, right there. That's what it is. So we're going to do the same. And just go up and down on this surface here. Do like a half over. Here's a little tip for you. So when you got first put your compound on, you get ready to start. Don't start it up here. You don't have compound on the roof. This on. Stop. Stop.
Good little pro tip.
Little tip there for you. All right, let's see what we got here.
Well, I'll be dang.
Look, pretty in speckled powder
I'd say it looks like fresh paint, but it is fresh paint.
It is fresh paint, and it does look like a bass boat. But can you say, well, can you go any more? Sure, it depends on how far the owner of this unit wants me to go. I can go down and take all of them out to where it's just nothing complete flat. But that's really up to him. I'll show this to him, see what he thinks, and it's like, whatever his level of liking is what we'll go to. And you can do the same. But the main thing is, I wanted to show you guys that, hey, you don't have to have all that elaborate equipment to do this. This right here is, it's about as inexpensive as you go. All the stuff you can buy it on Amazon just like he did. You've probably got one of them Harbor Freight somewhere in your area. Same guns there. You've probably got your random orbital somewhere. Or, hey, borrow your brother-in-law's. He borrows enough of your stuff anyway, so borrow his.
Or buy one in the description below.
And you could buy one in the description below, because you're saying, well, what is it? This particular one here is a Porter cable. It says so right there. Look at that.
7424 XP.
Yep, that's the one. This thing here, they're good. They're good. And if you do anything at all, they justify themselves, really do. Could you do it by hand? Sure, but you're gonna wear yourself out. So I'd probably go for the one on it, just to purchase one of them. Are there some inexpensive ones out there? Yeah, but those will tell the tale on you. Sometimes they quit within the first couple hours, and they get a little hot and on and on. This is
Sky's the limit, right? You can start off bottom barrel or go as high as you want with
Go
sprayers
ahead and get you one that's a name brand. I've used some of these things 4, 5, and 6 years, using them daily, and they're still going strong. Most is going to have to put brushes in it or whatever on it, but that's it. Your other equipment, your finish is going to be as good as the equipment that you use and the compounds you use and the products you use for it. So if you don't produce the finish you're looking for, and you already have the technique down, look at your compounds. Pretty easy. Then if it produces what you want, hey, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Tell us about it. Subscribe to us. Come on, give us a like here.
That's right. You guys heard the man. Subscribe to the channel. All these products that we talked about and used today are either in the description below or coming to the market soon. Sam's working on a lot of stuff that he's really, really excited about, aren't you?
Big time, because this right here, this represents, there's going to be 10 products in the line. Now, these aren't products that you say, well, let's just put on there for. No, these are functional products. If you're looking serious about your vehicle, you don't have to have all 10. Depends on what you're doing with your project. Now, like as in the spray wax I was telling you before, if it's just you're going to do a little quick maintenance on spray wax, don't buy a bunch of other stuff on it. Just get that with a towel. Then if you're going to do tires and wheels, there's products for that. If you're going to do this, there's products for that. So in your arsenal, you want the good stuff, and you want to be able to prove it's the good stuff. And that's what we're going to do with these how-tos. It's to show you, hey, with this technique, here's what's, and here's the results you're going to have at the end. Begin with the end in mind. And if it produces what you want, hey, tell us about it.